Hello and welcome to Suru Speaks and this is Yoruba Kinka on Suru Speaks. So on today's episode of Suru Speaks, I'm talking about the history of Yorubas. The book I'm using was sent to me by one of my some people that care, and it's by Samuel Johnson, and it was edited by Dr. O. Johnson. Okay, and the title is The History of the Yorubas from the Earliest Time to the Beginning of the British Protectorate. So I just want to touch parts that I've been going through it, and I just want to touch parts that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is nice. So I'll just start with the introduction, and the first thing I know is the writer describes what Yoruba is like, the land is like, and it says it lies in the immediate west of the River Niger. Is Dahomey on the west and the Bight of Benin to the south. The writer continues to say that the country was probably first known to Europe from the north through the explorers of northern and central Africa, because in the old records of the Hausas and Fulanis, they gave the name Yariba and the capital Katumba. These are the Hausa terms for Yorubas and for the Oyos. When we continue, they talk about latitude, longitude. So I'm not going to touch on that. If you're very, very curious, you can always just Google the book. Because when I Google trying to get more sources, the book came up, but of course it's not free. Which is why it was almost someone important that sent it to me. So one of the things that caught my attention was when they said the country the best way to describe the country is a tableland, because it has it's compared to half of a pie dish, because when you turn it up when you turn a pie dish upside down, it's sort of going up a mountain and then staring on the mountain does the half of this thing. And it is said that in a letter by Samuel Ajayi Crowther to the Britannic Majesty's Consul for the Bight of Biafra and the island of Fernando. Forgive me, please. It said this part of the country, of which Lagos is the Bight of Benin, is the seaport, is generally known as the Yoruba country, extending from the Bight to within 2 or 3 days' journey to the bank of the Niger. And of course, in the book, you have different sources and things like that. The country comprises many tribes, governed by their own chiefs and having their own laws. At one time, they had all tributaries to one. At one time, they were all tributaries to one sovereign, the king of Yoruba, including Benin on the east and Dahomey on the west, but they are now independent. And because, let me just, stop there, because I'm reading it and this thing, and I like that there is this deep history, because, this was before the British came in, from what the book is saying. And I did not even know of the existence of Dahomey until recently when I watched Woman King, if you remember what I was saying about it, and that makes it quite interesting. And there is a part I don't quite understand reading the book, because they talk about the tribes and they talk about the Egbados, they talk about Lagos, Ota. Like Egbado is like a division of Lagos, Ota, but there are some things I'm not familiar with, and they talk about the physical features, they talk about floral, they talk about hunters, they talk about carpenters. And I'm just, and also it's just kind of confusing. But one thing I will talk about is they talk about the physical features. So, of course, and then talk about Ekiti and different states that were there at that time. So the next episode will be on those states after I've, understood it myself. And then when they talk about physical features of the country, they talk about the forest and the plain, and they said that most of the time people live on the plain, because the forest is for hunting and everything like that. They said small portion of the forest land because the plane has a small portion of the forest land, and that is where some people stay. But yeah, I'm still learning this. This is quite interesting, and this is the plan for Suru Speaks. I mean, it's not supposed to be this not interesting because I'm still learning. That's why it's still not. It's not like I'm not dropping jokes because I'm like, what is it that they're saying here? Let me try to decipher it because it's very in depth, and I don't think I knew a lot of this before. I knew we're hunters, we're carpenters. They'll collect wood, they'll collect trees, and then they'll make it into woods, and then carpenters and different things. But me, I just thought I was gonna hear the story of Oduduwa, how he fell from heaven and things like that. But this is very interesting. Like, this is like I don't know if it's the right word. It's like a biography of the Yorubas before the British came into power. So with this, I'm going to say bye bye. But I won't say bye bye in that sense. I'm going to try to make it a bit lively because the story itself was confusing the person reading it. So how will it not confuse the person, listening to it? So I'm going to take a break, and then when I come back, I'm going to play a game. Welcome back. This is Suru on Suru Speaks. So now for the riddles, it's actually a game, but I decided to go for riddles. But this one, I think I'm going to be doing the last one, so that I won't say it. Okay, I'm going to go to the most difficult because this one is funny riddles. Oh my God, maths! No. I'm looking for difficult riddles. Yeah, really difficult riddles. Okay. What can run but never walks? Has a mouth. Did you catch my H factor? Because I did. But never talks. Has a head but never weeps. Has a bed but never sleeps. I just saw the answer. Apparently the answer is a river. I don't know why. So I'm going to the next one. Speaking of rivers, a man calls his dog from the opposite side of the river. The dog crosses the river without getting wet, without using bridge or boats. The dog has flying powers. Okay, let me think about it, and I'm gonna give myself like 5 seconds to think about it. Time is going. Yeah, I don't know, but if I was to think about it for a long time, I might get the answer. Okay, I know. The man went back to carry the dog and came back. So the man is wet, but the dog isn't wet. What's that? Oh, the answer is the river was frozen. Imagine. What can fill a room but take up no space? Air. Ooh, lights. Okay. If you drop me, I'm sure to crack. But give me a smile and I'll always smile back. What am I? When I saw the first line, I was like, oh, this is an egg. But I have no idea. If you drop me, I will crack. Glass. But glass. Oh, it's a mirror. Okay, I think I need to send why are these things so difficult and why are my answers so similar but different? I turn once, what is out will not get in. I turn again, what is in will not get out. Is not that rotating though? Oh, no, not rotating though. What am I? I turn once, what is out will not get in. It's not a window because once you open a window, both things. What turns? I don't know. Nothing comes to mind, Oh my God, Shelley, imagine Yoruba making kadle and me so Yoruba kan. Okay, kini answer. Oh, kokoro. Imagine answer is a key. Ma ṣe ẹyọ kan sí tí n bá dé gbà ó yọ lọ́hùn. Okay, what goes through cities and fields but never moves? Wind? Road. Okay, pẹ̀lú tí mi ò gba ẹyọ kan ṣó ń bẹ̀. Yorùbá mi kí n kàlẹ̀ tí ń gbọ́ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì mo fẹ́ because tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́ intro mi máa mọ̀ pé nítorí mo fẹ́ bá sọ ọ̀rọ̀ history àti gbogbo nǹkan ilẹ̀ Yorùbá òyìnbó ni màá fi sọ because Yorùbá mi ò gèrègè tó yẹn kò jáfáfá tó yẹn so bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ ṣe tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi Yorùbá mi lè kí n kàlẹ̀ ń gbọ́ lórí Suru Speaks. Ó dàbọ̀.